short video will walk you through exporting Skybot jobs on your test system and importing them onto your production system. We're going to start with the test system. So in my setup here, I've got links to both of my servers. This is my test server, Skybot 2, and this is my production server, HS2031. So on my test server, I go to the jobs that I want to export, highlight them, and then right-click anywhere in that list and click on Export Job. So you can export one job or you can export many. Once you select the jobs that you want to export, you'll see here that when Skybot creates that file, it also will bring in any types of agent environments that the jobs use, event monitors that might be used for prerequisites for the job. One of the jobs does an FTP, so we bring in the file transfer system description. So you can choose to export those objects as well. If they already exist over on your production system, you might not want to export them. You can see here the calendar and the return code already exist, so I'm not going to export them. This is the name of the file that I'm going to send these jobs to, and I just click on Export. This one does already exist, but I'm going to go ahead and overwrite that and just use the same file. Here you can see the message that the jobs have been exported successfully. And if I take a look at my directory within my Skybot installation on my test server, I can see here in this export directory, here's my file, Retail Test to Prod. So Skybot puts the export file in an export directory. The next step is to take that file and move it over to your production system. And you can use any process that you need in order to do that. You can do an FTP to transfer that file over, copy the file. But on the production system, then I want to put it into an import directory that is also inside my Skybot scheduler directory tree. And this is the import file that I'm going to go ahead and import into my production system. So now I'm going to switch over to my production system. And as you can see here, this is a brand new system. It doesn't have any jobs on it yet. I need to log in as admin in order to have access to the import center. The other change that I need to make is I need to make sure that my test servers are mapped correctly over to my production servers. So in my test environment, I've got a Linux server that's named Uther. Those same jobs are going to run in my production environment on my Skybot Linux server. So I just add an alias to that server, and then those servers will map correctly over to the production side. Same thing with my Windows servers. In my production environment, I've got HS1017 production, and in my test environment, this server is named HS1017 Skybot. So just set the aliases so that your servers are mapped correctly. Then I want to go to the import center, and you can see that my file is already there because it's in that directory. And I'm just going to right-click on this file and go to Import to Skybot. You can import your jobs on hold if you don't want them to run right away, or you can just uncheck that if you want them to go ahead and start running as soon as their schedules show up on that production server. These are the objects that will be imported. As you can see here, I've got this environment, an agent monitor, 11 jobs that I'm importing. Down here are some warnings that won't stop my jobs from importing, but I might want to take a look at these when my jobs get imported. Mine just happen to be users on a notification list, and I might certainly have different users in test than I do in production. But you'll have a list that you can go back and check once your import is complete. So then I just click Import. Skybot goes out, creates all the jobs with their schedules, adds any scheduling objects that those jobs need in order to run successfully, and tells me in this message that they were imported and the import was complete, and added a tag with the date and time stamp to each of those objects. So now if we go over to our jobs list, you'll see that those same jobs that were over on my test server have now been sent over to my production server. All of my agents were mapped correctly, and if I open up one of these, you can see that the job schedule is imported. All of the information within that job, here's the schedule. The commands were also imported correctly. Scheduling objects needed by those jobs, I think I've got a prerequisite that's one of these event monitors, so that was also imported. So everything that your job needs is imported into your production server, and you can get on with your production. I hope this video is helpful and helps you with your import and export processes. If you do have any questions, please contact support@skybotsoftware.com.